You go. Let's see what shows up here. Oh, get my water. Sorry about that. Need water. Oh, 4 o'clock. Let's get going. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's what today is. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is. All right, 4 o'clock. I'll get going here. Hello, my name is Mark. I own Orbit DVD, your friendly little horror porn shop on the corner. How many horror porn shops are there left in America? We'll see. I don't know. Try to make someone giggle, but they are stoic. I think they're grinning. They're definitely smiling. So yeah, I got someone here with me to fact check me and to call my bullshit because I always give at least one or two either misinformed or wrong information every day. That's just how I roll. I just sort of bullshit through my day. Anyway, let's get going. This will be a quick one as far as on my end. If I'll answer questions that you have out there. But anyway, a lot going on this week. And maybe when I talk about things, it doesn't seem like it, but there is. So um, let's get going here. First of all, we are having a Black Friday sale. Being in retail for 35 years, I hate Black Friday. I hate Black Friday sales, but y'all talked me into it. So I made one. It's for some of y'all and not for some of y'all, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we are doing an overstock sale. So stuff that we have too many copies of. Good example is Martyrs. We ordered a bunch of the Eureka Martyrs, hoping to sell it as soon as we sent out our pre-orders, and then it got stuck in Louisville, Kentucky for 2 weeks, and we were fucked. We missed our window, so to speak, and it being a foreign title, we can't return it. So here we are. We are marking it down. So 20% off some selected titles, some good stuff, some new stuff, and I will keep adding things as the week goes on. Just whatever I guess floats my boat, I suppose. But anyway, after this weekend, we'll be taking a majority of that stuff off the sale, but I will continue the sale with probably 25 or 30% off, and then maybe 40 until we get rid of some of this shit. So I'm just tired of looking at some of this crap. Mostly, well, and no offense to Vinegar Syndrome partner labels, but a lot of it's partner labels, Vinegar Syndrome. I want it out of here. So the clearance sale will end at midnight on Monday, or 12 or 11:59 p.m. I guess best way to say it. Also, this is very big for us. Also, pretty good information for you guys is we are changing our pre-order infrastructure. Best way to describe it. That's going to go live tonight at midnight. You'll see some differences in the pre-orders, and then we're going to have a very profound effect on our end. So there's going to be some, some testing and some working out some bugs and things like that. So Thanksgiving actually is a really good time to do that. So we're happy that this is finally happening, and it's going to save us a lot of time. It's going to save you some time too. So you're going to see immediately what I'm talking about with the pre-order process. The pre-orders will be easier for you to perhaps to bundle, I guess, if you like the 3 free, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Very excited about that. If Charles is involved here today, Charles, you're amazing. You're a wizard, and get back to work. All right, that's about any news happening for us right now. Moving on to the used haul. Everything I'm going to show you here is going to be live at 5 o'clock today. And I mostly picked some cheaper items. I showed you the bangers, the really expensive stuff last week. I had like a $500 Knight Rider set that really no one should own. No one needs that. Absolutely ridiculous. But let's see, like flexing to whoever you want to flex to. I don't know who that be out there. Oh, Reddit, I guess. Flex to Reddit. Anyway, what I'm showing you here today is some cheaper items. In fact, everything is $50 except for the first item I'm going to show you. The first item is going to be new. All this stuff's going live at 5, by the way, 5 o'clock. And like I said, yeah, so one new and the rest will be used here. So let's start off with this one. This is the most expensive thing I have today. And everything's fairly new. I'd say probably in the past year, maybe year and a half. It could be a little bit longer than that. Anyway, here is 8 Mile, the Paramount UK special edition release. Highly sought after. This is very popular and highly sought after. Anyway, this is brand new and perfect condition, as you can see. Really great shape. All right. That's the only new item I have. Everything else is used, and that's like I said, everything here is $50. Let's start off with the only thing we still have in print new, but we have used, and this is actually cheaper used, but this is the awesome Galaxy Quest collection, it's also from Paramount UK. Please make more stuff, Paramount UK. We love you. You're doing good work. Galaxy Quest always a fan favorite there. Like I said, all this stuff. Let's see. I think these two were from this year. Anyway, here is Inglourious Basterds on 4K. This has got a bit of a crease. You'll see it right there. But in great shape, nevertheless. Everything you need. This is the awesome. I guess maybe that perhaps kicked off the exploit an umbrella. Look at that. Really nice. Better holding stuff in front of the camera. This is Harmony Korine's Mr. Lonely. Mr. Lonely. Harmony's got Harmony's got a very interesting fan base. Like the stuff, anything from Harmony Korine always sells immediately. Immediately. Like it's crazy. Um, Speaking of fan bases, let's move on to Second Sight. I think this just went out of print. So it's actually not worth too much more than we were charging for list price, but this is Ganjam Haunted Asylum. And then finally, these two we have not had used before. A good old Disney Archive or Disney Movie Club. No? All right. This is the Davy Crockett films. Davy Crockett, there we go. It's better. New Club. And then finally, does this need to be re-released? I don't know. We'll be talking about a classic cartoon collection coming out here pretty soon. But this is the Looney Tunes movie. Looney Tunes movie with Brendan Fraser and perhaps a Looney Tune Jenna Elfman. Anyway, that's the used haul for the week for me. It's like now 3 people furiously typing in all the used movies at once. We have Danny over here, Jamie handling the bulk of the product, and then I am bringing in as much as I can. We have got literally thousands and thousands of used movies sitting in my office that need to go out. So anyway, if there's anything you want to sell to me, new or used, the best way to do it is stack your movies and take a photo like so. Send those photos to webmail@orbitdvd.com. That is webmail@orbitdvd.com. We'll send you a quote. If you like that quote, mail them in carefully, like we mail them to you, which is with care, right? Just because I send them to you this way doesn't mean you can send them back to me in the bottom of the bucket. Anyway, after a quality check, we'll give you either cash or credit. So that is the used haul for the week. All right. So this week is a little light for pre-orders. However, it's going to be stacked towards the end of the week here. I have heard of a couple of the Arrow announcements. I think some of you have guessed what one of them is. It's going to be this is a white whale, right? This is if you haven't seen yet what I guess the major Arrow announcement is. This is going to happen on Friday. We'll have the pre-orders available immediately after the announcement, and we're expecting some big business with this one. It's going to be an owner for sure. But anyway, there's a couple other titles I've heard of that are going to be equally as awesome. I think one that Arrow hasn't had the rights to before that is a bonkers movie. So get ready for that one, and who knows what else is coming in from them. Also, I'm typing in January and February's actually February and March's 88 films selection. There's some great stuff there. That's also going to be live over the next day or so. I might make it live tomorrow once we switch over to our new pre-order system because all this is tied together. Uh, so I'm kind of holding off on it a little bit, but it may be expected as soon as tomorrow. Actually, 2 months worth of 88 films. And then what else we have for the week? Let's Spend the Night Together, which is a Hal Ashby film, believe it or not. Hal Ashby directing the Rolling Stones. Imagine the cocaine going around then, right? Also available is a great collection, Zen and Sword, the Miyamoto Musashi Saga, and then Jacob the Liar. So anyway, we will keep adding more pre-orders during the course of the weekend. I think a lot of these people are waiting for Black Friday to make these announcements, and that is pre-orders for the week. All right. I didn't bring anything up here for new releases. So let's talk about new releases. A big week for new releases, actually. Normally, in the case of U.S. business, uh, the week of Thanksgiving is kind of mellow. They don't really like releasing stuff on the week of Thanksgiving, but there's a few things to talk about here. However, around the world, they don't care. It's Thanksgiving. It's not their Thanksgiving. It's not their holiday at all. So a lot of this stuff is a foreign product I'm going to talk about here. But anyway, starting off with this is foreign, the Agatha Christie collection. Great collection of I think mostly 70s Agatha Christie's. You got that one from Severin, the Emmanuelle Collection. That is Emmanuelle with two M's and two L's. Two M's means there's no Laura Ginsmer and Joe D'Amato. But anyway, two M's, two M's is good. Great collection there from them. Central Station 4K, House of Mirth, Legend 4K. This is not the Tom Cruise, Ridley Scott Legend. This is the gangster Legend, Tom Hardy. Plot of Fear, Hitchhike. Those are two great releases. From our friends at Hammer, our new friends at Hammer, is the Men of Sherwood Forest 4K. People were asking about individual Luc Besson 4Ks, but here's one. It's not from Sony US, but I believe this is Studio Canal UK. But this is the Big Blue Steelbook 4K. That's available now. Yet another version of Thriller: A Cruel Picture is available in 4K from England. Also from England is a new version of not new version, but another release of The Warriors. This is from Paramount itself, 4K limited collector's edition. From Kino, we have the Alice Guinness collection. Then we also have Delinquent Squirrel Girls. Just read some news stories, so maybe I shouldn't talk about that too much. And then here's me trying to pronounce stuff that I have a horrible time pronouncing. Maybe I get some help here. Alaron and the Student of Prague from Death Crocodile. And then Daniel Day-Lewis was brought out of retirement by one of his own children Uh, they directed Enemy, not Enemy, but Anemone, like as in sea enemy, I guess. An enemy. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, so got it. I'm terrible at pronunciations. I love the Japanese because it's basically just phonetics, Whereas you get into any other type of language, I'm cast out into sea. Anyway, maybe this is a return for Daniel Day-Lewis. We'll see what happens. So lots of more new releases out there. Just go on the release page and it will show you everything that's come out. All right, restocks. First of all, probably one of the biggest hits we've had of the year. There's more slip covers available, and these should be coming in. Well, Thanksgiving's a holiday, but probably now on Friday. The fall, the fall from Umbrella has been one of the biggest hits we've had this year. Absolutely an amazing way to show off your 4K system, right? I mean, this is like when you plop your friend down on the couch and then you pop in the fall and they're mesmerized. Like absolutely beautiful, beautiful work from Umbrella there. Also, some of this stuff's coming, some of it's not. We're seeing it on back order with our daily orders, meaning we're probably next in line for these. So, what's definitely coming, we thought this would be today. It's probably going to be, well, it's definitely now Friday. Master and Commander US Steelbook. We are getting a very, very healthy restock of that. Actually, the end of my fulfillment for my initial order from back in, fuck, when was that? Like August? Yeah. So we are getting a lot, a lot of Master and Commander. So if you're waiting for that one, we're getting it in. Also, what I think is going to be coming in, hopefully in the next couple days, is Tron US Steelbook 4K, the first Tron. And then I want to get everybody's hopes up. It was put on our order sheet and then placed on back order, but that usually tells us that we're kind of first in line for this. Night of the Living Dead, the 1990s Night of the Living Dead, the Tom Savini one. It looks like that we're probably going to get restocked with Night of the Living Dead Steelbook pretty soon. Pretty soon. So it was put on an order sheet on back order, and that usually tells us that we're getting it next or we're very close to getting it next. So Night of the Living Dead, fingers crossed, we'll see that in the next few days, probably next week, I guess. All right, upcoming. We got this in before we thought. The pre-orders went out. We're waiting on extra copies to make this live. But the Vinegar Syndrome retail variants keep. Most of the pre-orders have been sent out. Anything that was available to go is gone. Anyway, the keep is coming. Also, these have gone out today. Pre-orders. We'll be making this live on either tomorrow or on Black Friday, and that's going to be City on Fire, the Arrow UK 4K City on Fire. You guys can compare all you want on YouTube and stuff like that. Also, we were hoping for this today, but it didn't happen. So what's going to happen is hopefully Friday. Well, it will be Friday. It's in town, and then we will ship. We'll put live on the site probably Saturday. Will be the Killer, the Shout Factor, the Killer. Yes, we got our copies of it. The only thing they fucked us on was hard boiled, unfortunately, but everything else has come in from them. So we're going to be pretty confident that, I mean, I'm not confident we got them, but the Killer is here. The Killer is in town. It just needs to get to our door. So the Killer, we should be sending out the pre orders on Friday and then probably going live with them Saturday. So keep that in mind. This one, it could be one of my favorite releases of the year. I haven't even seen it yet. This is probably the biggest Warner Archive pre-order we've ever done. The biggest one, probably even beating the Searchers 4K. But this is the Tom and Jerry, the Golden Era anthology. This is the one, right? This is the one everybody wants. Anyway, we got a ton of them for pre-order coming in. Again, on Friday, we'll ship out the pre-orders, and then after that, we'll send them. We'll make them available probably on Saturday. Uh, on Black Friday, what is done, we are done with it, is the TMNT box set. We have fulfilled all the pre orders that can go out of the TMNT box set. So what's coming out on Black Friday is our remaining copies to go live on the site. So if you missed out on the pre-order, you can order it on Friday. Friday. So keep that in mind. Probably late morning. Also coming up, probably again on Friday, is the Shawshock Volume 2 from Australia. That looks good. Oh, another restock we got in was the Shaw Scope Volume 4. The Shaw Scope, right? This is the one we all want. Shaw Scope Volume 4. So I'm going to be taking my copy home today, I think, and be burning through some crazy, crazy Oily Maniac and other insane films on that set. This is, I think, the best set they put out yet from Arrow. But anyway, that's a restock. We have that in stock now. Also coming out, we should see pretty soon, say next couple of weeks, we'll be seeing Possession from Second Sight. We'll be seeing Boogie Nights, the Warner Brothers UK Boogie Nights coming soon too. And then once again, that's one of the biggest steel books we've ever had to deal with. So we'll be doing pre-orders first, of course, and then putting the rest out live on the site. We have also ordered as many copies as we could of the US version of that steelbook. Whether we get them or not, it's hard to say from Warner Brothers. Sony's been pretty good with us. Warner Brothers with steelbooks is like going back to Sinners and things like that. Hard to tell what they're going to send us. So we're hoping that the US steelbooks of Boogie Nights will come. We'll see what happens. So anyway, that's it for me. I'm going to scroll up and answer questions. Will you be able to get any of the Hong Kong titles that were site exclusives from Shout Factory? Asking about Hong Kong New Wave Essentials. Probably not. I think, remember, they said that it's all going to Groove. So just check out Groove for that one. Does anyone know if the Death Crocodile 2551 trilogy has been delayed? Feel like they haven't posted about that since the delay. Uh, haven't heard any updates from them yet. We're in really good communication with Craig at Death Crocodile, so I can ask him. I don't like prodding these people, though. You know, it's like they get asked like 100 times a day. So when it comes, it comes. 7 4K. 7 4K is available. Steelbook and standard, I think. Yeah. Happy almost gobble 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 day. Yes, thank you, G Lee fan. Who is a favorite pub employee? Thank you, Tim Flynn. Tim Flynn downstairs directly. He just shouted my name, I think. Shout again, Tim. Oh, they cheer me. Oh, all right. All right. Tell Erica she's moved up to number 3. Yeah! 2. She's 2. Erica's number 2. Any more imprint Hitchcock 9? Yes, but probably not the way you want it. We have damaged copies. It's got those crunch rolled corners. So we will make those available probably by the weekend. I want those out of here. Unfortunately, Hitchcock 9, I think, just due to a rights issue, was one and done. But the crunch corners will be available soon. The Killer from Shout Factory, I just answered that. We were expecting it today. UPS and holidays, right? Am I right? So it's looking like Friday now. Hello, do you hear anything about Dante's Peak 4K being delayed till mid-January? Thanks. I haven't personally heard anything. I need to look at actually I got a Kino email, so I need to look at that. Orbit DVD is one of the best places to pre-order. Thank you very much. It's going to get a lot easier for you guys. It is. Will you be getting another stock of the TMNT box set once it sells out? Well, you should buy it when we put it on the site, right? 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 I mean, we're going to have a few hundred copies to make available to you. So it will be this weekend. It'll be Friday. Uh, it might last until, I don't know if you're waiting for a payday on the 1st, but don't dawdle. I wouldn't dawdle. It could be like the mask. I mean, the mask I guess outside of us and a few other places is out of print. So I saw Terracotta got Sex and Fury from Club Super 8, but it sold out. You'll be getting copies. We have ordered copies of Sex and Fury. We are expecting copies of Sex and Fury. The European titles sometimes it's not really a crapshoot, but nothing's 100% guaranteed. But we are expecting copies of Sex and Fury, so hang tight. Do you know if that Quest of Fire from Imprint is a new master? Did you get it yet? I have not. Arrow pretty much announced Excalibur today. Do you know what else? Do you know what other Arrow releases are? I know of one. I'm not spilling the beans. Sorry. Will you be getting more copies of Imprints Bewitched season 7, 8? And yes, of course. We will be getting like we're going to start stocking up on Bewitched. Bewitched has been kind of a phenomena, because like they separate them into two seasons each, and there's a way to get them in the U.S. the whole thing, but this is the preferred method. Bewitched fans prefer to buy these box sets. So yeah, we do expect more probably as soon as Friday. We were expecting an Australian restock today, and just due to holiday shipping, we didn't get it in time. So Friday we should be expecting the Australian shipment, and I do expect uh, the Bewitched to show up with that. So if you don't know, please sign up for a back in stock notification. It will tell you the second it comes back into inventory. Most people prefer the text option. It'll say email, but you can pick text, and I prefer or most people prefer that you do text. Erica's back down to number 4 employee, by the way. It's on top of my head. I want to hear boo. I want to hear the whole pub boo. Hey, Mark, thank you for carrying the Celine Sciamma coming of age trilogy. Yeah. Was looking for it for a bit, even though it hurt my wallet. You guys are the best. Yeah, yeah, that was a bizarre one, huh? I mean, of course, thank you for your service, right? They might announce a 4K next week. Murder set pieces? Yeah. Arrow will win 2026 if Excalibur is indeed coming. Just wait till you see what's on there. The imprint TV boxes have become the best releases for a strictly physical media aspect. Yeah, I really do think that imprint and of course Via Vision have really owned TV. I feel like they're doing this absolutely amazing work, and I feel like if anything, and people do sometimes shit on their masters and things like that. I feel like they really have sort of like, okay, no one in the States or around the world's carrying this stuff. We're going to take this on and we're going to put out the best product we possibly can. So kudos to Imprint and to Via Vision for making that possible. Looking forward to spend the night together in 4K. I saw that 81 tour. Great, man. It's like, was that Tattoo You, right? I think Tattoo You. I don't have too many regrets in my life, but actually I was offered the opportunity to sell T-shirts on tour for Steel Wheels, and I really should have done that, but eh, I enjoyed where I was, which was doing nothing except for watching movies all the time with a bunch of punks, punk house. They watch The River's Edge every fucking day. Why? I don't know why. River's Edge is awesome, but every day? Come on. Drugs are bad, okay? It's like that's basically it. It's like I'm gonna do drugs and watch River's Edge again and again and again. Bought Hereditary Steelbook, Maxine Steelbook, and Azrael Media Book from your Black Friday sale. Can't wait for them to arrive. Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for clearing our shelves out a little bit. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff is like, okay, this came out, but then there's a maybe a preferred version to come out afterwards, and we're just sort of sitting on a few things. So that's what the Overstock's been great for. And thank you for participating in the sale. Like I said, I'm probably gonna be adding more stuff as the week goes on, and it's not gonna be anything. It might be something major. We'll see, but the most major thing, two major things will be, of course, the Martyrs and In the Mouth of Madness. But anyway, we'll see what's out there. I'm scraping the bottom of the store and seeing what we can put make available. Steel Wheels, the last stone store I saw, probably for the best. Although I've heard they had some great. I got a friend actually. Shout out to Todd from Wild and Woolly Video, my besties from the video store day. He actually is a radio Rolling Stones fanatic, and just would tell me great stories of more recent Stone stores. Maybe in the past 20 years, where like they break out Mick Taylor. Mick Taylor would come out, or they would like they'd all would just huddle like on a platform in the middle of the crowd and do a skiffle. So uh, I can't believe that dude's as old as my mom, Mick Jagger, and he's running around the stage. I can't believe it. Like what is he? What is he on? Well, I know what he's on. He's on 20-year-old models. That's what he's on as a kid every 5 or 10 years, I guess. So maybe it does keep you young. Who knows? Are you guys planning to add another label like 88 Films to your Black Friday sales? I say 88, probably not. We're pretty good with 88. There might be a couple things here and there we can do. Maybe some of the martial arts films that they're released in the U.S. But yeah, I don't really see any of that happening. But you never know. I just need to go in the closet and see what's in there. How do I find the sale items? Get in on orbitdvd.com, and it's the first banner when you get on orbitdvd.com. So just click on that. Do you think we'll ever get a cheerleader camp? Christian Hannah did a video about being out of print, and so sad the rights owner is being greedy. That's the name of the game these days, right? There's people who think that, and I'll call out one person in particular here, a big person in the game here, Richard Rubenstein, right? It's like they think they got gold, and they do, a lot of them, and they just hold on to them thinking that they're going to get a gazillion dollars, and it'll never happen. So, of course, Dawn of the Dead and Martin are not cheerleader camp, but maybe cheerleader camp is worth more money. I don't know. Have you ever thought about having free shipping based on a dollar amount instead of number of items? Sometimes it's challenging when I only want one or two expensive items, have to get a third just to get free shipping. Well, that's working, right? I can't do both. I think having both options would be too confusing for a lot of people, ourselves included. So it's one or the other. When I first started doing this, even though I've been selling movies for 20, 25 years, I was trying to like really sort of differentiate myself from anybody else that's online. There's only really two people that were online, Jesse and Mike at that time. That's changed, right? But I'm like going, well, maybe I want to do dollar amount. I'll do number of items. And that's worked. It's worked really well. Uh, especially like, we're adding right now cheap used movies. Check out used movies. That's the best thing I can say. You can buy a $8 used movie, and I think a lot of people go that route for that. So I'm always willing to really look into again what we're doing as far as policies go. But if I do that, it has to be one or the other. So if I quit doing the number of items, people will be upset about that because people do buy like three $8 movies and they get free shipping. So it's just the way it is. I hear you. You're not the first person to ask for that, and I understand you. Matter of fact, Christian is how I found your channel. I'm glad for the recommendation. Oh yeah, thank you, Christian. Okay, someone's talking about watching stuff every day. I'll watch Sid and Nancy every day after school for a whole year. That explains a lot, Tim. Explains a lot. I won't go through your order history, but What's funny about Sid and Nancy is like everybody that's involved in the scene shits on that movie. But Alex Cox was there, right? I mean, he was a part of it. So I think one of the commentary tracks is isn't it Julian Temple, right? And I think it's trash in the film. Poor Alex Cox, like Harry Dean Stanton hated him. Original punks hated Sid and Nancy. Can't get a break. That Dead of Night set on sale is pretty tempting. Yeah. So once things get down to a certain level, I'm taking them off sale. So keep that in mind. I can't believe no one's released The Year of Living Dangerously on any format since the early DVD movies. Great. That's a perfect imprint title, right? I think it is. I see that happening. Or Kino. Once again, it could be someone who just clutching to the rights, like for dear life. When are you expecting to get Night of the Juggler from Radiance? You might know more than me. Um, I do know that was delayed. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Was I the only one waiting for prices to visibly change on the site once the Black Tuesday sale went live? Not just when they were in the cart. Might be slow. No, I totally understand you. This is a fallacy or an issue with Shopify. Shopify is pretty rigid as far as like what they want done to their architecture. So a lot of the sales stuff shows up only on the cart. For a used sale, I think last year I tried an app that changed the prices on the main page. So if you're looking at the page of the sale, the Black Friday sale, it would show the changes in the price. So I tried an app for a used sale last year for that. It was a disaster. It was terrible. It took hours to change the price on the page, and some prices got stuck when I tried to change it back. And I can't go back to that. Now that in the future, if there's only a few items, I can manually do it, but then I'll have to manually do it back. So this is a compromise that we have right now. It's just click it and you'll see it in the cart. It sucks, and I hope that Shopify changes this, but I don't see that happening in the near future. The guy who owns cheerleader camp, man, you guys are obsessed with cheerleader camp for some reason. A good fallback is Bikini Car Wash Company 1 and 2, by the way. Although 2 is on DVD and not Blu-ray, as we were told very angrily by a customer. Anyway, the guy who owns cheerleader camp is saying he won't let them do anything until he's paid as much as they were paid for A Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and other movie series because he claims it's worth as much. Well, how many cheerleader camps are there, buddy? If there's 8 cheerleader camps, then we could talk. We can do the Steelbook box set of cheerleader camp. There's got to be more than one cheerleader camp, right? Is there multiple cheerleader camps? Was cheerleader camp popular enough to have a 2 and a 3? Was there a story arc? Was there the same actors in each film? I bet you there'd be some hapless camp counselor that's in every single movie, like a Eugene Levy in American Pies. I think someone's checking it out. My fact checker is looking right now for. No? So cheerleader camp is one and done. See, that's the problem, buddy, is the fact that you didn't make it a series. You gotta make it a series to really bring the worth in of cheerleader camp. Now I have to watch cheerleader camp. It's gotta be on Tubi, right? Like, it's gotta be somewhere. It's gotta be on Tubi. Everything's on Tubi. I'll handle some commercials. It'll be uncut or be cut, I wonder, on Tubi. It's gotta be some shower scenes in cheerleader camp. Mark, you're my favorite no nonsense disc flinger. Looking forward to purchasing this weekend. TMNT will be in the cart. Thank you very much. I feel like I have a layman's knowledge of the technology going on right now, but trust me, I have been watching movies since I was little. So I'm a big movie fan. Maybe not so much on bitrate or the Dolby Atmos and shit like that, but I'm happy to sell it to you guys. This is a great question, and I'm happy to give you an answer here. Would you ever consider starting rewards points for online? I would buy way more if you did that. The answer is yes. We are uh, the our new best buddies in Pakistan doing our pre-order app. Also have a rewards app, so we're happy to investigate with them what we can do as far as rewards. Now then, us being us, we have a online store and a physical store. We look at absolutely sort of like a multi-level integration of a rewards program. We want to give you more credits if you trade in with us. That especially applies to video games and to movies and things like that. So we want to do that. We want to do definitely a point system as far as purchases. I think I like buy 1,000 get one free. I think that's kind of my favorite, but it'll be a little less than that. But anyway, Miss Orbit, Deb, thinks that the rewards program is going to sap us. I don't think so. So we are definitely looking into doing rewards. So I say stay tuned for 2026. Lots of stuff lined up for 2026. So uh, we might actually reach out to some customers first to test it before we get going. So keep that in mind. When do you predict? When do you predict Big Trouble in Little China will finally get a 4K? I worry it's going to get lost in Disney acquisition. I think it's perfect for a Sony release, right? I mean, they already did Tombstone with Kurt Russell. Why not Big Trouble in Little China? I truly believe that's going to happen. When they come out, 86. Big Trouble in Little China, I think it's 86. That's next year, guys. You're getting old like me. That's 40 years ago. I'm double checking that. Yes, Big Trouble in Little China is 1986. I expect a release next year. Whether I don't think it'll be Shout Factory, unfortunately, or fortunately, but yeah, somebody's going to put it out. Now the Juggler is surprisingly excellent. Yeah, I keep hearing that. We actually bought a used copy. I think maybe Jamie has it. We actually need to. Some of us want to watch it. I'm a big fan of like gritty urban films. Like of course the I think the Alpha and Omega is Dirty Harry, but like Private Parts, Paul Bartel, another excellent choice for that. So 70s gritty urban films, I'm a huge fan of. So I never even heard of this film before I heard it being announced. Kind of obscure, right? So I'm excited to watch this myself. All right, Tim's definitely giving us a reason to watch Sid and Nancy again, which is Gary Oldman. You're right, absolutely. Hi, Mark. We'd be carrying the Golden Princess Hong Kong titles now being released by Imprint with steel boxes. I do not see any pre-orders that put up yet from last week's imprint announcements. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff takes a week or two for us to get the information on. What we need is dimensions, price, and most importantly, weight. We need to know how much this stuff weighs. But once that information is available to us, we will make that they will make that available for pre-order. The answer is yes. All right. Any update on the Dawn of the Dead 4K set, the expensive version with the green text that you listed on Instagram a week or a half ago? You mean the now two copies of Dawn of the Dead limited edition I have? Yes. We are now hoarding, meaning two copies of Dawn of the Dead limited edition. Yeah, I'll make this available pretty soon. Once again, it's like it's not a back burner thing, but like when can we die? When can I do this? So stay tuned. And I will do a post for it. So, but I have two perfect copies now of Dawn of the Dead limited edition. Do you expect to get restocks for Eureka High Noon 4K? Yeah, I don't think that's out of print yet. Let me double check that real quick for you guys. Let's see. Yeah, the answer is yes. Oh, have you looked into adding Apple Pay as a pay option? Shopify does allow it. All right, so here's the story of Shopify payment processing. I carry a company called Vinegar Syndrome, and Vinegar Syndrome carries something called porn. Shopify hates porn. I cannot use Shopify's processor, card processor, because I carry porn. Now then, does porn make me money? A little bit. Do I have standards? Standards meaning, do I want to say fuck you? I want to carry what I carry? Yes. How far I want that to go? We'll see. I can easily remove the 50 titles of Vinegar Syndrome porn and do the Shopify payment processor. I did ask my current processor, which is Bankful, if they did Apple Pay. So I needed to follow up on that. Thank you for reminding me, by the way. Thank you for that. But I'll do want to make because I use Apple Pay all the time myself, and I want to make sure that we have every option available for people. You should watch 2017's Cold Skin, very well shot hidden gem horror movie. Very isolating, very good. You seen that yet? No? Okay. We'll write that down. My Shaw Scope Volume 4 arrived last week. The post office beat the hell out of the box, but the case was immaculate thanks to awesome packing. So happy I opened orbit. Yeah, yeah. So that's a combination of arrows like going fuck it. We can't let our stuff get smashed anymore. So they have their own box, and we have our box within a box. So you're double boxed, double walled, quadruple walled from us. So and arrow. So I'm glad that showed up. Just ordered the mask plus 3 of your items from the Black Friday sale. Thanks. Love the way you package movies in the mail. It's my fourth order from you since August 25th. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And it's funny. People, especially like when there's customer service issues, they go, "I'm a great customer." They've ordered like 4 times in 4 years. I would say if you ordered 4 times since August, you are a really good customer. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're doing great. Appreciate that. You watch Cheerleader Camp for the story. I'm not. I I have to watch Cheerleader Camp now. Yeah. I will come back next week and talk about Cheerleader Camp. So okay, I was a teenager. And I of course once I started getting mobile, I had a bike and then a car. When all this shit was starting to get popular, I think Porky's just came out, or maybe a year or two. So I would rent Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds, and I'm like going, these films fucking suck. I hate them. And then you got this bizarre one that really, as a teenager, maybe taught me about non-consent, which is Zapped. It's so weird. The two main actors from Zapped are just hardcore Republican Christians now. What does that tell you? That the pendulum swings really wide, my friend. But like I feel that I had to get my TNA from horror movies, and then I discovered foreign films. Oh boy, that was way better than things like Cheerleader Camp. But I will watch Cheerleader Camp. I promise. I'm going to make actually Deb sit down and watch it with me, and we will have a report on Cheerleader Camp next week. I am now excited, probably overly excited, and will most likely be let down watching Cheerleader Camp this weekend. Maybe it's a new Thanksgiving ritual to watch Cheerleader Camp. I'm going to make every employee say, if you want to get paid, you must watch Cheerleader Camp. Who is Steve the German? He's our man. I'd be happy with Blood Beach on 4K, but again, rights holder keeps saying once more, yeah, we'll see. These rights holders are old as fuck, right? So you just gotta wait them out. Blood Beach will also be an amazing Australian release, right? Like Imprint or Umbrella. Anybody asked about Near Dark? Is it actually being released soon? I think I read something recently saying that perhaps the Studio Canal rights maybe have reverted back to the rights holder. Am I wrong about that? Y'all know more than I do. And maybe Studio Canal has to renegotiate. I'm not quite sure. They shot us a screenshot 4 fucking years ago of them working on Near Dark. I mean, it's like at this point, it's like you got to put it out, right? So of course, with Studio Canal will be Lionsgate in the states. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, Near Dark, it's got to be top five, right? I mean, after the Keep and Hitch Urban Lease and things like that, Near Dark's got to be up there. I think. I hope it's next year for Big Trouble. Yeah, yeah. I really, in 40 years, you got to do it, right? I mean, that's what's got to happen. There's been lots of photos of Carpenter and Russell together recently too, so I feel that maybe a new commentary track. Although the Big Trouble commentary track, I think, is one of the best commentary tracks of all time. I think that's the one that starts off with them cracking beers open before they start doing. How about breaking up multiple disc orders into single shipments, or as they released? Shipping is expensive. If you want to pay a gazillion dollars for shipping, that's fine. They just order them singly. I mean, I unfortunately do not have the bargaining power for the post office. Like, well, Amazon doesn't even use the post office anymore for the most part, right? They set up their own shipping network. So, and then like if you're ordering from someone like Groove, Groove is was it SDS, so it's Universal, Warner Brothers, so they own the product. So like it's just free money to them. So that's why places like that can send you single items. I can't. So the three free is a compromise for both of us to where you can get free shipping. You just have to wait a little bit. That's going to change a little bit with this new pre-order app system that we are implementing tonight at midnight. You're going to be able to see at least the month and the year of when a pre-order is available on the main page. Remember, you can click on the product page and you'll see the exact date, like the day of the month when the item's coming out. So keep that in mind. But anyway, you'll be able to bunch this stuff together a little better uh, with this new pre-order app that's coming out. How often do you get news or releases before they are publicly announced? Um, Depends on the person. We have some great relationships with some companies. Some we have no idea who's even running them. So it depends on who it is. And then we always keep it under our hats. And a lot of it's just us talking with each other. It's a combination of the other business owners and the labels and stuff. I can keep a secret. I would say if the other Arrow announcement that I heard is probably going to happen, 70s cult fans would have a good time with it. Um, it's definitely a genre, a little more focused release than say an Excalibur or a Mask or TMNT or anything like that. What has been your favorite release of the year? Some of your releases this year? Yeah, I would say one that I was expecting, or maybe not expecting, is Captain Kronos. Captain Kronos just absolutely blew me away. Just the depth and the detail with into that set was incredible. I would say, and I want to thank Ava, who works with us very much for lending me her copy of this film. The surprise of the year for me is Mermaid Legend. Absolutely blew me away. I was not expecting what I saw. And of course, that falls in the realm. I think it's officially one of the Pinky films. So there's going to be some like long gratuitous sex scenes in them, like soft core. But uh, the story and just the bloodshed of Mermaid Legend is it was incredible. I could not believe what I was watching. And as far as like me being turned on to something older, uh, that was was it for me. I think Mermaid Legend is probably going to be my top of the year. Newer films, I have a lot to catch up on. I'd say out of everything I've seen this year, probably Weapons. I think Weapons is my favorite because it led me to places I was not expecting, and I like the sort of like Twilight Zoney, like like Jordan Peele. I think is owned like I don't really consider Jordan Peele's films Jordan Peele, right? Yeah, it's like confuse him with the right wing crazy podcaster guy. Yeah, yeah, Jordan Peele. Um, I stuff's more like Twilight Zoney, but I loved Weapons. I loved Weapons. I love the twists and turns it took me, and I don't want to give you spoilers, but I feel like that's the best. I still need to watch Bring Her Back. I heard that's intense. Yeah, yeah, I heard that's great. Although I like Talk to Me, I didn't love it, and I think I might feel the same about that one. Uh, what else want to see? I want to see Together. I heard Together is a lot of fun, um, and that's body horror. Big body horror fan. I like being grossed out. I haven't seen the new Toxic Avenger, which I was fun. Um, it's a lot to catch up on, and then, of course, you get to what I consider we had a section in our store called Great Directors. Caught Stealing. I need to watch that. I need to watch. Was it the Paul Thomas Anderson one, which I heard is actually kind of funny. Actually, but 3 fucking hours. I don't want to sit down for 3 hours. Come on, give me a break. I'm gonna put Good Boy on my list because it's 75 minutes long. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I love gimmick films, and Good Boy is a gimmick. It's a gimmick, but it's a great gimmick. I thought it was great, and you should definitely watch special features for that when it comes out because it tells you how they had to be. It's the director's dog, and they had to like just basically over the course of maybe years, just say, okay, this hour we're filming him doing the scenes. And they just had to basically wait for him to do the scenes. It's like it wasn't like they were forcing him to do anything in this. They were just trying to get the best reactions and the best whatever. But anyway, Good Boy because it's short, it's effective, and it's a gimmick. I would put that on my top of the year for sure. But anyway, Captain Kronos, Mermaid Legend, I think those to me are the best. The Fall is up there. Especially if you have a new system, The Fall is just jaw-droppingly awesome. People complain about there being no plot, but who gives a fuck, right? Like it's just sometimes you just gotta lay back and enjoy a movie. guys are talking to each other. Any chance of you being a recognized vendor on Top Cash? I have no idea what that is. You know what that is? No? Is that like a what app or something like that? He's looking it up right now. Top Cash back. Okay. I'll look that up. Happy Turkey Day. Got to get down to my local brewery and buy beer. Yeah, I just did a couple shots before I came up here. Top form. Waiting patiently for the Italy Twilight imported 4K set be listed on Orbit. Amazon Italy is charging a lot, about 125, including import fees. Whether or not deal with that hassle, we'll find out. I just watched The Cat. The Cat is definitely in my top 10 of the year as far as like reissues. The Cat is an incredible movie. I totally forgot about that film until I saw it again with Deb, and we're just like, yeah, this is incredible. Caduce for always shipping out TMNT trilogy sets. Seen pictures on social media. That might not be us. That's probably someone else because we just literally shipped them out. Well, if they live close to us and maybe Eastern Seaboard and maybe a little bit of the Midwest, and yeah, they could possibly have them at this point. Were you able to check on getting Dead Bang Play on German Blu-ray media book release? Hoping to get some copies in the way. Yeah, I'll ask our guy for that. The beginning of the Pinky films. Yeah, so the other one uh, was apparently the inspiration for Crash, the J.D. Ballard film Crash or book Crash. Was it Sex Rider Wet Highway? That was insane, right? Have you seen that one? You should watch it. Yeah, it's fun as hell. There's one that was made about 20 years ago that God, let's see. It was a huge rental film for us. Looking it up here. It's a glorious life of looking it up, looking it up, looking it up. Come on, give it to me. It's a glorious life of no, it's not it. All right. I'll have to look this up and maybe comment later, but it's an amazing Pinky film from 20 years ago. It's the glorious life of someone actually might know what this is in my comment here in the comments, but a sex worker gets shot in the head and develops a third eye. She's told to do things from a George Bush through a TV, like a tube TV. I mean, it's bonkers. But once again, being a Pinky film, there is multiple. I think maybe the minimum is two sex scenes. I guess. I mean, I can't remember how many's in this one, but absolutely amazing film when it came out. And it's like I feel like that maybe it's kind of like horror films for young American filmmakers. Is this gives really talented people the vehicle and the opportunity and the money to make something different and really put their mark on cinema. And yeah, I'm getting into it too. I mean, like I've always been kind of getting into it, but like there's I have to give kudos to these companies these days for really giving us a good diverse selection of the pink films. And like I said, if you've not seen Mermaid Legend, it's more of a revenge film than it is of like a softcore film. Now that's those scenes are in there, but it's really sort of secondary to the plot. Well, I guess they're always secondary to the plot, or maybe they're primary to the plot. Depends on the film, but like uh, definitely check out Mermaid Legend if you haven't yet. Holy Virgin versus the Evil Dead. I've watched. Yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah, I love that one to death. '70s genre film. Are you saying it's a 4K X-rated cut of The Devils? You don't want the X-rated cut of The Devils. That's what's available right now, actually, from BFI Blue DVD. You want the uncut version, which has the two scenes called "Rape of Christ" and then the crucifix masturbation scene. Um, Stop by Orbit DVD if you can physically. By the way, my new Avengers 4K set arrived today. Beautifully packaged. Thank you very much. Bring her back was overhyped. Okay. One battle after another flies by, and that's what I expect. I do expect that. I did watch The Irishman in one night. I did watch. You know what needs a 4K treatment, and maybe this film gets shit on too much is Cloud Atlas. Cloud Atlas is 3.5 hours. I love that movie. I thought it was great. It's a mess, but it's a fun mess, and the mess goes by very fast. How fast do you think the TMNT set will sell out? I think it'll be pretty quick. I feel like that we can probably get some restocks of that, but I can't guarantee anything. We'll see. Still think my favorite blind buy of the past couple years is Hundreds of Beavers. I watch that regularly. Yeah, that one's amazing. Yeah, Lake Michigan Monster. If you haven't seen Lake Michigan Monster, watch that one as well. Same filmmakers. Gotta run. You are the best. You are the best. Thank you so much. Hi, bud. Question: how long does it take for you guys to check back with us once we send you photos of the stuff and want to trade or sell? I sent some photos to you on the 17th. I heard nothing yet. Uh, so the guy who does the buying is mostly Ty, and Ty is off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. He'll be off this Thursday, but he will catch up for the weekend. There's never have any shame for bumping an email. If you haven't heard from us about a week or week and a half, feel free to reply to your own email just to bump it back up into our Gmail to where we can see it. Sometimes things get buried, and we apologize for that. But yeah, just bump us. We'll check it out. You guys selling Bambi the Reckoning Steelbook from Germany? Well, we are now. Let them know. Yeah, RIP. Yeah, speaking of Germany, RIP Udo Kier. Udo, what can I say about Udo Kier? Udo Kier actually, the first factory videotape I ever bought was there was a guy in my hometown of Maryville, Tennessee, that in the late 80s was buying video store stock, stores closing down, just overstock, and then stocking new video stores. I heard about this store from a friend of mine. I was already in college at this point, and I went by and banged on the door, begged them to let me in, and they did. And I said, "Can I buy anything?" They said, "Sure." Most of those back then were 40, 50, $80, right? So anyway, I went around. I found this beautiful clamshell of Blood for Dracula, and it's $10. I should still have it, but I don't think I do anymore. But anyway, that was my first physical media purchase that was made from the factory. I I I burned tapes like an MF, but like I had thousands at some point. But anyway, the first thing I ever bought was Blood for Dracula. Huge fan of Udo Kier. Of course, he blazed on the screen for a lot of us in the '80s with Night Flight. They always showed uh, Frankenstein and Dracula all the time. We named one of our cats Udo, the most beautiful, amazing, incredible cat in the world. I miss him daily. He is wonderful. Stevie, you're a close third. So it's all three cats are like this. Three cats are like this. Stevie's a good buddy. He's a good buddy, but Udo is something else. I think it's because we named him Udo. But anyway, Udo Kier, what a great career. Of course, you know, it was a story of O he was in, and this, you know, he always just popped up everywhere too, forever. My own private Idaho, another amazing, you know, more of a bit performance from him there. But another great performance from him in that film. End of days, right? End of days. I can't remember, but yeah, just he always just seemed to pop up in these places. But yeah, yeah, big fan. I watched all the Terrifying Girls high school films. You got send us an essay, give us a report. TMNT will sell faster than Nightmare on Elm Street, but Arrow won't underestimate. Yeah, I agree with this. TMNT will sell out faster than a Nightmare on Elm Street, but Arrow won't underestimate fans when it comes to TMNT. I think a lot of it comes to packaging. That packaging for the Nightmare on Elm Street is expensive, so I understand why Warner Brothers didn't want to make a ton of them. This packaging for Arrow I don't want to shit on it by saying it's basic, but sometimes basic is functional, so it's a functional box set. And that I'm meaning they can make more of it. So I feel that we will probably see more copies of that floating around than Nightmare on Elm Street. But once again, once you get beyond the horror fan base of things, you're getting now into what I call the VHS era fan base, and that means TMNT all the way. And we're seeing that with a mask. Uh, if you were a kid in the 80s or 90s, and your parents, you went and rented movies from the video store. Unfortunately, Blockbuster is where most of y'all went. You're getting TMNT, so that is a nostalgia, and they're putting it out perfectly in time for the holidays, and it's going to be a huge seller, I feel. But I do believe, like you said, I do believe that they're making enough copies, at least satiate the fans' demand. We'll see what happens after a couple of weeks. Spent a lot on your sale yesterday. Can't wait to watch those Eureka titles in 4K. Yeah, thank you. Udo's so good in Von Trier films. Yep, absolutely. First time I saw Udo is Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and everything. Yeah, he seemed to pop up everywhere, I guess, especially after Ace Ventura, right? I think that was kind of a launching pad. Making my way through the 4K of Agatha Christie collection. They all look great except for the Murder on the Orient Express, which looks like crap. You think Kino's release, so that'll look better? I don't know. I don't know what the verdict on that is yet. I guess we're still talking about TMNT. Agreed. Sometimes fans just want basic stuff because it brings back good memories. Yep. It's nostalgia, right? Nostalgia is good. I live off nostalgia, whether movies or video games or whatever. Uh, when it comes to looking at the poster, remembering the first theater experience, yeah, sure. Do you enjoy the Hong Kong cinema? Oh boy. Do I enjoy the Hong Kong cinema? Yeah, so I bought it's a small book, but it is a reference book with just all these reviews from a zine. It's called Asian Trash Cinema. It came out like maybe early 90s, maybe mid 90s. And that's when I got turned on to a lot of stuff. So I started watching Hong Kong cinema, the Kung Fu theater stuff, like maybe in the 70s. And I was really shocked when I rented a Hong Kong movie and I saw a sex scene. Like I never saw that on TV back in the 80s. But anyway, yeah, started with martial arts movies, and then of course grew to I say probably maybe the film that really got me going was Mr. Vampire. A friend of mine showed me Mr. Vampire when I was like probably 19 or 20. Frank, shout out to Frank there in Atlanta. But anyway, Mr. Vampire it hit me in every great way possible. It was funny, very funny, action packed, moved fast. The main thing with Hong Kong cinema is those Hong Kong movies, outside of the art films and stuff, they move quick. They take no, there's no build up a lot in these films. They just go right into it, and that's what I like about it a lot. Of course, when I was college, I think maybe the first uh, Wu film I saw was A Better Tomorrow 2, actually. I saw that one first, and then The Killer, and then, of course, Hard Boiled basically just blew the doors off the whole thing. And we had to see everything, absolutely everything out there. One series of films I would love to see released is Operation Pink Squad. I think that's coming. Someone did maybe mention they're working on it. Somebody that's good with Hong Kong cinema. So I'm hoping that comes out. But like, I love it to death. I do. I just feel that for me, it's just it hits you viscerally. It's just really that's really where it's at. Inframan, that was an early one for me too. So like whatever the Shaw Brothers were that they were sneaking through daytime TV, that was a big influence on me as well. I have a feeling that Warner Brothers is going to make up for the Elm Street botch by doing them in all in separate steelbooks next year. Well, I mean, I don't know. Possibly. Now, remember, these are all available in a set, right? The set's like $100+. If you don't care for, you don't care about steelbooks, you can get the whole films. The whole series of films is available now. We have them. I do know that Jack Shoulder was working very closely with two. So I do expect a two to come out. Right? I mean, I feel that they at least will get a little bit into that because I mean, honestly, I think was the biggest hit three. I feel like that's when it really sort of hit the cultural zeitgeist. I think a little bit when three happened because you were rocking with Dokken. Can't go wrong with Dokken. It's too bad they hate each other. Right? It's just mention Dokken needed makeup. But yeah, I mean, I do expect a separate release of two. I Shoulder's been working on it. He's made posts about it. Asheville resident Jack Shoulder, by the way. Yes, the director of The Hidden and Nightmare on Elm Street lives here in my town. We see each other every now and then. You mentioned previously that you sell 220 electronics for each of free players. Do you buy them? I have a Panasonic UB820 I bought from them 6 months ago. I'd be willing to look into that. Yeah, just shoot us an email to the webmail at orbiteu.com. We'll see what we can do. How likely is possession from Second Sight going to sell out, go out of print? It's hard to tell these days. Second Sight, as they hit a level of popularity a couple years ago, they started making more copies. And they're not like say Vinegar Syndrome saying we're making 8,000 and then we're done. Both Arrow and Second Sight basically make what they want to make. Now they don't go back and make them again, but Second Sight knows that this is going to be a huge release for them, and I feel they're going to make a ton of copies. I feel it'd be like the Hitcher. We've yet to sell out a Hitcher. Now, then our issue with the Hitcher is the fact that we got the Hitcher in during Hurricane Helene. So like, it's kind of the same situation we had with Martyrs here with from Eureka. We got screwed with it being stuck in a UPS distribution center for 2 weeks. But I believe Possession will be around with us for a while. The beauty of Second Sight is I love the fact that they make the limited, the standard, and also the standard Blu-ray available at the same time. Because so many people don't care about a hard box or anything like that or a booklet. They just want the movie. So that takes out that segment of the population that would buy something that was limited because that's the only version you can get at the time. We sell so many standards of these films and pre-order for Second Sight because a lot of people just want the movie. So I feel that kind of takes the pressure off of the limited edition selling out so fast. Need Rumble in the Bronx 4K if it's possible. Yeah, who has the rights to that, right? It's New Line in the States. Warner Archives actually done a pretty good job. They put out the Legend of the Drunken Master uh, release, and that was great. They did a great job with it. So maybe Warner Archives, huh? Maybe printing more Orbeez t-shirts at some point. Yeah, this takes time. We had some plans. Mr. Vampire is a great classic Hong Kong movie. Rest peacefully, Yam Ching Ying, of course, absolutely. Need to get some hopping vampires. Yeah, I got some pencil sharpeners I found at a Big Lots in the early '90s. It's great. Ever watched Bullet for Hire with Simon Yam and Jackie Chung? Yes, I have seen that one. It's good. It's a fun film for sure. So I got my Better Tomorrow set yesterday. That's a good set. I mean, one is considered people consider it too slow. Two is really where I think the whole mania kicked off. Right? Do you have any inside info when Arrow UK will be releasing their versions of John Woo films? I hope soon. Uh, so I want hard boiled. I haven't heard anything. Dream Warriors was the big hit until Dream Master came out, and Telltale has been working on a separate Freddy Dead, supposedly. Okay. Doc and Rat and Poison need to come together for the fans. Some are Rat dead. The guitar player, right? Did he die of AIDS? It did. Guitar player? It's not Piercy, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Probably that's right. I can get Rather Seller on 8 track. I need to track that one down. It's good. That's the only one, right? Oh, no, first three are good. Yeah, the hell with Poison now. So we were metalheads in high school, Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and Dio and stuff, and then we heard Poison, and it was like, "Ugh." Rat was cool though, and Dokken was cool. I ain't shitting on Poison though. They're all right. I mean, CC is a great guitar player, man. Like, yeah, great guitar player. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Live at least, right? Just bang out all the hits and you're good. First, Better Tomorrow is iconic. Second was messy fun. So for me, I was in college when I saw Better Tomorrow too, and this is a spoiler. So but when the bodies are piling up around around the corner, I'm like, well, like going, what the hell are we watching? That's when we became fans, really. Yeah. Robin Crosby passed away in the 90s. Yeah, Danny just confirmed that. My friend saw Dokken a few years ago, and they said they're very good. The lead singer got tired very easily. I was like, oh, well, he's about 30 years older than Dream Warriors. 30, 40. Dream Warriors is that old. He already was maybe in his 30s when Dokken hit. I think he was cranking since the 70s, I think. Like some of those demos, I think, were like 79, 80, something like that. We need the Ernest films in a 4K set. That if anything happens during this boutique Blu-ray moment, is that the Ernest films are given the due respect that they deserve. I saw. I'm not ashamed to admit, as an adult, as a functioning or non-functioning adult, I saw the first 4 Ernest movies in the theater. Maybe it's 3. The 2 holiday ones in Camp. Now, Camp one was filmed in Tennessee, so I had to go see that. But those first 3 Ernest films are awesome. I used to see him doing commercials, like living. I grew up in Tennessee, and he did commercials all throughout the South. Like if he had a Ford dealership in the South, he had Ernest, and the Ernest character was developed with Vern and stuff for these commercials and stuff. I think people want singers to stay young forever. I would too, but that's what chairs are made for. Yeah. Have you heard isolated Vince Neil tracks lately? That's it's sad. Now I heard there's on now he had a stroke, but I also had a stroke and I sound okay, right? But he might have had a worse stroke than I did. But I feel that sometimes you just hang it up. However, some people do impress me. We saw Steve Winwood, I guess maybe 10 years ago. Incredible. Incredible voice still. So these people are still hanging. The Zombies, that lead singer for the Zombies, incredible. Still, now that he dyed his hair, which looked horrific, but like still hit those high notes. Zombies, Argent, all that stuff. Still sounded great. A lot of these metal singers, though, yeah, they probably have burned themselves out at this point. Uh, I guess I don't know how much excessive ducking was. I was impressed with. I was at that Black Sabbath concert, if you don't know, back in July, and Steven Tyler came rolling out with literally train kept it rolling. Did whole lot of love. Walk this way. Whole lot of love. He hit it. He hit it. I was impressed. Can he hold it up for an entire show? Probably not, but I was shocked on how good it was. All right. Well, y'all kept me a long time. I'm gonna cut off. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I am going to go to Chicago next week on Thursday. So I'm going to do this again on a Wednesday. And then we should be back on the Thursday schedule after that. So I fortunately have ordered some cold weather gear for a Norway trip in January. So we'll be able to test drive this in Chicago next week. It's going to be cold as balls. Is that the same? Yeah, sure. Cold as balls, although balls are rarely cold, unless it's metal balls that are out in the cold somewhere. But anyway, have a great Thanksgiving. I'll be adding a couple more titles to maybe a lot more titles. Who knows? To the sales. Keep checking back on that. We are definitely going to be getting in. It's in town. Definitely getting in the Killer. So the Killer is happening, and then we're getting Master and Commander Steelbook back in. That's in that shipment. Lots of stuff coming out. We should be TMNT on Friday. You heard it from me. We were ready to go with that one. So stay tuned for that and enjoy your turkey, enjoy your football, stay on the phone and keep ordering from us while you're talking to your relatives. We're a better family, right? We're more of a family than they are. Take care.